I go to church every Sunday. I'm in church every Sunday. I sit around the dinner table every night. So when you talk about language, language is always done in context. So when all of these young ladies and all their families come into this program and we recruit them, we talk about when you walk across the lines and you get on the field, that you're able to bring out your most competitive personality. So when you're in church, you can't be your most competitive personality. When you're at dinner, you can't be your most competitive personality. When you're on a bus ride to an away game, you can't be your most competitive personality. But when you're in between those lines and you're competing, we give each other permission to be our most competitive personality. That's what we talk about. And in girls' sports, in girls' athletics, our culture and our society puts certain restrictions on females. They say, well, you're not supposed to do this, or you're not supposed to say this, or you're not supposed to act like this. But if you talk to most of these girls in here, the reason why they're drawn to softball and competitive softball. Softball at UL, by the way, is top 10 in the country. These kids don't want to go somewhere and lose. They're here to be All-American. They're here to win national championship. So, when we're between the lines, we all get after it. All of us. Your most competitive personality. So, if that takes language out of context, if it takes throwing a helmet down out of context, if it takes slinging a bat out of context. I'm watching the World Series the last 2 or 3 nights. Man. Every other pitch, you got cuss words flying. That's what happens in a competitive environment. Look, I'm not an angel. I'm not a saint. When I get out of the field, sometimes I have a loose tongue. But for it to take that and make it become vulgar and offensive and hostile, again, I agree with what Jack said. That's a reach, and that's a stretch, and that's inaccurate. I even say it's a lie.
Coach Lotief, you just said that you've had moments where you're not an angel, you're not a saint. Do you ever feel like that you've ever crossed the line?
Who? I don't know you. Who are you?
I'm Chris Welty. I'm the news director at News 15. Do you feel like
Chris Welty?
Chris Welty, the news director at News 15. Do you feel like you've ever crossed the line?
No. I don't feel like I've ever crossed the line. We sat in questioning for 9 hours. I was questioned for 9 hours. And they asked me that over and over. I've never crossed the line. No, sir. I haven't.
Coach Lotief,
And surely none of the charges that are being made in this investigation, they're nowhere close. They're nowhere close to the line.
Coach Delford with KLFY. Do you think that the competitive nature that's associated with softball is being misinterpreted by your higher-ups or those players who may not be used to such a competitive environment?
Wow. That's a great question. It's a good question because, you know, in my judgment, and Jack, as we coach teams and we form our teams and teams come around, every team gains its own personality. So, first of all, people think that I'm this ruler up above and I make these kids do. No, it's not like that. This team is run by 2 or 3 personalities that are here today. Some teams are more loose and laughing, and they like the music loud. Some teams are more serious, but that's not coming from me. You can ask all these kids. I'm a player's coach. Like, these kids are allowed to find their own personality. They're able to interact with each other. They're able to form. They're able to find their roles. They're able to be their own people. So to answer your question, it's very unfair. Very, very, very unfair for people that are not around that organization daily to then take one or two statements and then make a judgment about the totality of what goes on in those relationships day by day by day by day by day by day by day. So the university definitely missed it on this case. And what's really heartbreaking, and Glenn touched on it a little bit, is the fact that we're all invested into this. We have fans that have been around this program for 20 to 30 years, that travel with the team, that have invested their money, that see these players in the lobby before the game, at breakfast, that eat dinner with them after, that are out in the dirt. This program has been so open access all the time. All the scrimmages are open, all the practices are open. There's always fans and people around this program. Always. There's never administrators around. The people that made the judgments today were not around.
Coach, it sounds like you.
The people that have been around, the fans that have been around, the people that are around, the people that have invested in this program day by day by day, they sent in letters to the administration. They sent in emails to the administration, and they made their voices heard, which was they love this team, they love this program, they love the way it's run. They support it 100%. Attendance last year was what, Steph? All-time high. Season tickets, all-time high. People continue to be pulled in by this environment. They continue to want to support it. This is a good place, and it's done the right way. And you're right, the people making the judgments, it's very. We think it's retaliatory. We think it's based on the equity issues, that they don't appreciate and understand the quality of the people and the athletes that sit behind me.
What are the players going to do now, Coach?
I'm not the coach. I mean, you're free to talk to every one of them. I didn't ask not one of these kids to come here today.
Was Chris fired too?
My heart breaks for these kids. You know why? It's, in coaching, you always realize that the next person can do it better than you did it. But you know why my heart breaks for these kids? Because this administration and this university is not committed to those causes. They can find somebody that can do it way better than me. Trust me on that. They can find an angel who wants to do it for $40,000. The problem is, you don't have the commitment to the cause. So, who's going to suffer? The kids. If this was a competence issue, right? We're not winning. We're not caring for our kids. We're not cooking for them on the weekends. We're not taking money out of our pocket to buy machines. We're not running golf tournaments. I mean, you know the journey. You've been on this journey with me the whole time. Raising money, raking the field, dragging the field, cutting the grass. I mean, if you're a coach at this softball team, you do a lot of stuff. It consumes your whole life. And I don't doubt that somebody can come in and do it better than I did it. But what I do doubt, and what I do wonder, is if there's a commitment to go find that person. So, therefore, I worry about these kids. They're part of our family. We've taken care of them every day. When they're sick, they call us. We go get their medicine, food, we have to schedule their classes. It's not just softball. When we recruit them and we bring them in, we tell their parents, we're all going to be their extended family. If they get sick, if they need a hot meal, if they're struggling with class. We've had parents go through cancer. We've had kids with parents who have died. We have been a sisterhood and a true family that is taking care of each other and taking care of each other every day. And now they separate me from them. And what are they going to do? That's a great question to ask them. Unfortunately, the university has lifted that responsibility from my shoulders today.